Hello, my name is Smog. I am the guy that's making this map. NS2 raids, yay! Okay, so I am about to release the second alpha of this map. I do apologise, it is almost 5 in the morning and I need to be up in like 3 hours, of course. But I decided that I wanted to finish this map, at least for a second alpha, whilst I had a chance, because I wanted to get it done before this weekend, because a few people have expressed interest. I just want to say at first, thank you to everyone that has been very, very supportive of this map. Lots and lots and lots of individual people have messaged me saying that the map is looking alright. As well as groups of people going to actually play test the map. You have no idea how appreciative I am of that, especially the King Kahuna Games lot. You guys were very honest and very kind in what you had to say, and you were all telling me that you were looking forward to the next version of the map. Gave me really good ideas, so thank you very much. Other people that I want to mention as well, people like my friends, idiots like Saviour, Chi, MWE, like Wildman if he ever comes back to me, especially like Gliss and Vez as well. They've been like checking out the map, giving me tips and things, and just generally being really encouraging, so yay. So, on to the things that I've done to change this map. Marine Start is as was before, except that there is now a door over here. I'm kind of using doors to block the line of sight a little bit, but I'm not using it to like properly block line of sight. So the first big difference will probably be the marine room outside Marine Start, which is Shetland Bay. As you'll notice that there are a load of the ceilings have been lowered. I have given varying heights, which should hopefully make the gameplay a lot more interesting and a lot more claustrophobic. I've added like a couple of things here and over here to make the kind of area look a little bit more interesting. This little dip here, so hopefully skulks can try and use that to their advantage, go behind here to go for the advantage. And yeah, so this room looks a little bit more complete than what it was. There's this added thing over here where storage is done and stuff. But yeah, this room is like looking okay now, and I think it plays quite nicely. Yeah, I think that is roughly about it. I did quite a lot of work to this room, mainly because I got bored quite a lot. But moving on to the next one. Pipe Hatchway. I have done a shit ton of work on this, like an absolute load. You can tell that the ceilings used to be phenomenally high, higher than what that ceiling is right now. But and it also used to be a lot wider, that there was like a lot of room. Now I've made it a lot more claustrophobic whilst trying to keep the same kind of influence of the previous version. It just looks a lot cooler, much nicer. This massive pipe thing is still in, that skulks can run up and come out the other end, over under here, up through here, and it comes out. Oh, it hasn't shown it. Okay, never mind. It comes out on the other side of waste disposal, so aliens can like try and, I don't know, maneuver and stuff. I really don't like these stairs. However, I haven't decided what to do with them yet. So again, I will stress this right now that this is an alpha, and this is only the second alpha that I've released. So please, please, please bear with me. I'm trying to make things like that. Like, yeah, that looks terrible. Holy shit. Okay, so next room is waste disposal. I have actually lowered the ceiling, although it's not apparent, and I've also brought this wall in a lot more. And I've added some more line of sight things, like this broken pipe used to be just like normal pipe, and these 3 pipes in the middle of this. So it looks alright, actually. It's kind of cool. And I quite like this room. I just need to kind of, I don't know, maybe line of sight from there to there might be a bit too long, but otherwise, yeah. Yeah, there's not much to really say about this room. You can still run up that thing. I've added some couple of line of sight blockers down there, with some props. I don't really like using props to kind of like solve line of sight problems. Line of sight problems should really be solved by like the geometry of the map itself. which is very important. Like here again, I added some more stuff just to like give it a little bit of cover. And lowered the ceilings here again, so more ceilings being lowered. Right, I'm going to take us up to Harvest Point, which is like the central focus of the map, and I have made some quite big changes. I'm going to leave this covered so like you can't spoil the surprise. Well, it's not really much of a surprise, but you know, like, it's kind of cool. Right. Oh yeah, the other thing about Shipment Bay, by the way, is that this used to be blocked. But now I decided to leave it open. I used to think like this should just be like a different kind of vent, so there'd be a vent there, and this would effectively act as a vent. But I've now decided that I should let Marines go to it because Lurks were able to camp here, and there was nothing the Marines can do. The other thing is like that room over there is really open, so Marines have a little bit of potential to help out their buddies who are on the bridge power maintenance. So you might be able to snipe any kills that are underneath the bridge, excuse me, as well, which would be pretty neat. Yeah, retextured a lot of things as well on the lighting and stuff, so yeah, I quite like this thing here. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, so Central Harvest Point. Big changes is that I have removed both tech points from either side of the map. I've decided now that this is going to be a 4 tech point map. But hopefully, because the path from a Marine start and Alien start, which by the way is now called Airport and Incubation, I think someone wanted me to call it Incubator instead. Basically, a lot of the fighting should happen in Harvest Point anyway. There's a double res node to really close to Marine start and the Alien start. So fighting should happen quite a lot there, I hope. And there's still quite a bit of distance from the 2 tech points to the side. So hopefully the idea is that the plan will either be let's take a side expansion first and then move into the central point, or let's take central point, the Harvest Point, as fast as possible. I'm kind of hoping that that's the 2 tactics that teams will try and end up employing. But I have lowered the ceilings, I have changed the lighting to be consistent with everything else. And I've significantly lowered this. The other thing you might notice is that this side, Marine side, is quite light, whereas on the other side it's quite dark for the aliens, so I'm hoping like artistic license and everything, so hopefully that'll be really cool. And yeah, there was the other problem that Marines had really clear line of sight up here, and that's pretty bad. However, I'm hoping now that I just removed the fact that there's no tech point here anymore, that might not be an issue. Aliens can kind of like build things kind of like around the corner here, over here, but I'll have to see how that plays. Worst comes to worst, my idea is to just turn the Harvest Point 180 degrees so that it's the aliens will have the easy hiding point, and then Marines will just have like a good line of sight down into the middle of the room, but I'll have to see how it works out basically. Next thing. It's starting to go less and less towards the things that I've actually done. That's bad, by the way, I need to fix that. I've changed the corridor here, lowered the ceiling dramatically again, but I think that's basically the theme of like this update, is the lowering of ceilings and tightening of corridors. But basically the idea is that aliens can like zip up there, run through. It's a shame that like bullets don't penetrate thin textures in this game, because I think that'll be quite a cool gameplay element, like trying to find the skulk in the ceiling, like shoot through the glass and stuff. But it should be a lot more fair for aliens. Again, I remind everyone that Alpha, like, this looks kind of like relatively neat, but the only reason I kind of brush it up this way is because I think like it does affect the alien's ability to hide. Like, my ultimate goal is to have this wall less crap. This wall, I have like quite a lot of ideas to make kind of more interesting. But first, balance. Yeah, storage room and recreation room are roughly the same. The only big difference left is shipment delivery. I have moved this helipad and this section over here way back, way back. So now you can see that this is actually built into the brick wall. and this helipad is actually built into the cave access, and it's still clearly defined which is which. But there's less of cave access to go through. This is still crappily done. I admit that this is really badly done, but like if this doesn't work, I didn't want to spend like hours and hours and hours on it just to find out that it doesn't work and it ruins the gameplay and stuff. Which is why that looks a bit shit, but you get the idea, basically. And yeah, I moved this back, so like line of sight up that stairs and over to where Alien Star is basically fixed, which is nice. This area kind of feels a bit empty. I don't know what to do with it really, but I'm having more thoughts about it as I go to bed and dream about my map. Yeah, and then here's Alien Star. I've lowered the ceilings again on the sides, but not the middle section. So that hopefully will help. Oops. Hopefully that'll help aliens out a little bit with defending their room if it gets to kind of like crunch moment. I haven't actually done anything to Recreation Room because I don't know what I want to do with this room, quite frankly. Yeah, and I think, I mean, I'll go over to Recreation Room now, but that's generally the gist of the updates in this map. I do have like a full changelog. The things to really remember is that like this map went from a 6 tech point map to a 4 tech point with 10 resource towers. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, the other thing I did add was this. Again, this goes into this corridor, just like the stairwell area. But yeah, this is the gist of the map now, which is pretty neat. I feel like I've done a hell of a lot of work on it. It's taken me like a month to actually go through all of this, lowering the ceilings, tightening corridors, just to like kill line of sight wherever I can, basically. So yeah, so 4 tech points now. I have fixed the bugs, meaning that the arcs can now go anywhere that is traversable. I think that's a word. Oh yeah, I put some more line of sight blockers over here as well, and I've changed these floor mods so that they're now, so you can actually see the fans. Like, don't ask why they're fans. It's just like candy. It just looks cool. And you can see the ready room from here as well, like the Space Needle thing. That's pretty sweet. And yeah, and then I've added these pillars as well, just to kind of like block the line of sight. I thought they were going to be kind of crappy, but they actually look okay, funnily enough. But yeah, that's basically the updates. Hopefully I have remembered everything. Basically, the big bug is gone, where people can't assist or path things anywhere. The map is now 2 tech points, and the big thing is that the lighting is now a lot more consistent, although I still think I need help with that. And that I've lowered the ceilings and tightened corridors in a lot of areas. So hopefully the combat will be less marine kind of oriented. That's really the aim at the moment of this map. It's not quite often that you hear that marines dominate a map, so I don't know, I guess I must be doing something incredibly wrong. Hopefully though, fingers crossed. If you, as always, thank you to everyone who helps with the map. Thank you to all my friends. Thank you to, especially Vez, who's been helping me out a lot. And to those that have been helping out, actually testing the map and giving me feedback, I'm begging you, please do it. I've spent a lot of time, and I really want to see like things being tried out on the map. If you are like pubbing the map, if you can like a pug group going, that would be really awesome. Hopefully I can be around to kind of watch and play in those. Also, if like teams want to try it out, I really like that would be like the ultimate test, really, just to see that in action would be absolutely amazing. As always, if you kind of want to help out with a map, have any ideas how to make rooms look really pretty, and want to help me texture things and want to help me like with the models and things, that'd be really awesome to try and give this map its own kind of art set.